Hello, my name is Jen from the Lane Community College Library, and in this presentation, I'll be showing you how to use the library's citation management software, NoodleTools, in order to create bibliographies. I'll start at the library's website at library.lanecc.edu. To find NoodleTools, hover over the Research, Help, and Guides menu, then click on NoodleTools. If you don't have an account with NoodleTools, you'll need to create one. Click on Go to NoodleTools. Then, to create an account, click on the Register link after where it says Don't have an account. You'll need to specify whether you're a student or a teacher and choose your expected year of graduation. Enter a personal ID and a password. Enter the last 4 digits of your phone number, your initials, and your email, then hit the register button. NoodleTools won't share your information with external parties. I'll go ahead and log in. And here we are. The first step when creating a new bibliography is to click on the green New Project button in the upper right-hand corner of the page. When you click on that, it will ask you to name your project. I'm going to name mine Math Anxiety, just pretending that I'm going to write a paper on that topic. I'll choose MLA format. I'm going to cite these sources in MLA style. Then I'll click on Advanced Level Citation. We are in college after all. I'll go ahead and submit. And now I see that there's a project named Math Anxiety in the middle of the page. I click on it, and then I'm ready to add my sources of information for my bibliography at the end of my paper. Let's cite this journal article from the database Academic Search Complete that I accessed by searching our EBSCO database search link. It's called Patterns of Attention and Anxiety in Predicting Arithmetic Fluency Among School-Age Children. Now in NoodleTools, when you have a new source, you click on the green button that says New Source, again in the upper right-hand corner of the page. The first question it asks you is where the source of the information is coming from. In this case, you might be tempted to say it's coming from a website, but actually it's coming from a database, not the general web. So I'm going to click on Database. Then it's asking me what type of information it is. Is it from a journal or a magazine, a newspaper, or some other kind of source that I got in the database? In this case, it's a journal, so I'll click on Journal. As you can see, on the next page, there are a number of blanks that I'll need to fill out in order for the citation management software to create the bibliography. The first blank is asking me for the name of the database, which you can get in EBSCO by going to the article and scrolling down a little bit. There in the middle, where it says database, we see the name of the database it's from, Academic Search Complete. So I'll copy that and paste that into NoodleTools in the name of the database. Next, it's asking me to tell what URL it's coming from. Now, you might be tempted to use the URL at the very top of the article page in the web address bar. This is what you usually use. But in this case, this link is not permanent. It won't be there when you go back to it. But fortunately, the database offers a way to get a permanent link that won't change, so you can get back to the original article. In the lower right-hand side, in the menu on the right, see where it says permalink? Click on that, and it will generate a permalink, a permanent link, in the middle of the page. See there in green. Now I can copy that and go to NoodleTools and paste it under URL. MLA format doesn't use DOIs, so I'm going to skip that. The next thing it's asking is what day I last saw the article, which is today, so I'll click on today. The next blanks are asking for the names of the author or authors. So let's take a look. I see on this article, the name of the first author is Lars Orbach, so I'll enter that in the blank. Since there are two authors, I have to click on the Add Contributor button so that I can enter in the name of the second author, which is Anne Marie Fritz. So I'll enter that into the NoodleTools blank. Next, it's asking for the article title, which is pretty obvious. It's in the middle in bold. So I'll copy that and paste that into the blank. This article is in English, so it's not in translation, so I'll leave that part blank. Then it's asking for the page numbers. So I'll look over here and see what page numbers it is. It says it starts on page 376, so I'll enter that into the blank. Now it's asking for the name of the journal. In EBSCO, the name of the journal is actually called the source. Whether it's a magazine or a journal or a newspaper, whatever it is, the database calls it the source. So in this case, the name of the source or the journal is Brain Sciences. So I'll copy that and paste it into the blank. Now it's asking for the volume and issue number, which is volume 12, issue 3. So I'll put that into the blanks. It's also asking for the publication date, which is March of 2022. So I'll enter that. If you need to add an annotation to the citation, go ahead and add it under the annotation. But in this case, there's nothing else to fill in. So I'm going to save the citation by clicking on the Save button at the top of the page. And I see it has added it to the list of sources for the project. But in this case, I only have one source. But if you have another source to add, click on the New Source button, again, in the upper right-hand corner of the page. You would click on this button each time you add a new source of information. When you have added all the sources and you're ready to finalize your bibliography, click on the Export Print button in the upper hand corner. It's going to give you some options. In this case, I'm going to print export to Google Docs. It'll ask you to log in if you don't already have Google Docs open. In this case, I want all the sources, so I'll just hit submit. As you can see, it has produced a list of works cited in MLA format. And then if you have this and you're going to add it to your paper, you'll need to add it to the last of your paper. It'll be the very last page. So you'll want to go into the header footer and add your last name and then change the page number so it comes last in your paper. I hope you have found this to be helpful. And good luck creating your bibliography. Be sure to ask an LCC librarian if you have any questions.